Hi friends, in this video we have to learn what is the difference between the checked exception and unchecked exception. So let's start. In last video we have seen what is the exception. So here you can see the meaning of exception is an abnormal condition. In Java, an exception is an event that disrupts the normal flow of the program. It is an object which is thrown at runtime. And exception handling in Java, here exception handling in Java is one of the powerful mechanism to handle the runtime errors so that the normal flow of the application can be maintained. Exception handling is a mechanism to handle the runtime errors such as class not found exception, IO exception, and SQL exception and remote exception. So now just learn types of exception, that is the checked and unchecked exception. So difference between the checked and unchecked exception. Checked exception, the classes that are directly inherit the throwable class except or not runtime exception and error are known as a checked exception. Means this is not a runtime exception which is called as a checked exception. And unchecked exception, the classes that inherit the runtime exception are known as a unchecked exception. Runtime exception are known as a unchecked exception. In checked exception, for example, IO exception, SQL exception, that is the EDC checked exception, or compile time exception, that is the checked exception. And in unchecked, for example, arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, array out of bound exception. Unchecked exception are not checked at a compile time, but they are checked at a runtime. Means runtime exception is unchecked exception and compile time exception means checked exceptions. So that's the difference of a checked and unchecked exception. So thank you for watching this video.